Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Tarot. Now, I'd like to invite you to a general tarot reading that is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there must be a message for you here. Now, let's try to see what is the main energy at the start of the day. Wow! We have here the devil. Okay, it seems that the card is asking us to review our life and try to see what are those things in our life that shackles us, that prevents us to live life to the full, prevents us from feeling happy, prevents us from, there's a difference between pleasure and true happiness. Happiness that comes from good things. So maybe it's time for us right now to take a pause and try to see what are those habits that are not beneficial to us. Are there any addictions that we have that are limiting our ability to live life to the full, or pulling us down instead of pushing us up to better things, to greater things? So somehow to try also to see what are those parts in our life that are lacking the presence of light. When you look at this card, the whole card is filled with darkness. And oftentimes, when there is darkness, it draws light into it. So at this time, it's time for us to look at those aspects in our life where there is a lot of darkness. Maybe the universe is asking us to bring in the light. So bringing the universe into that aspect of our lives. So somehow in our helplessness, oftentimes these are those things that makes us feel helpless, things that we know we need to get rid of, but we feel helpless. We feel, you see, these people, they can remove those chains from their neck, but they feel helpless. They already resigned themselves to having it around their neck. So there is a sense of helplessness in such situations. So in those situations where you need to make a change, when you know that you need to make a change, but you feel helpless and you are unable to free yourself, that's when you need to ask for the light to come in. So it means ask the help from the divine. Ask the help from your spirit guides. So say, help, I need help. To always remember that you are not alone, that there is always the divine and your spirit guides to help you. And sometimes all we need to do is to ask help. Asking help is finally recognizing that we need to make changes in our life and that we want to change it. The desire to change it sometimes is the only thing that is needed for change to occur, because we are given the gift of choice. So we can choose to remain in darkness, or we can choose to bring in the light. And if we would like to bring in the light and we feel helpless, we can always ask for the light to come in. So if there is a part in your life that you need to work on right now and you feel helpless, kneel down in prayer and ask the divine. You tell the divine, Lord, there is an aspect in my life that I would like to change. I know it is not helping me, and I know it is not helping the people around me. I want to change. Please help me. Sometimes all it needs is prayer and surrender, and you will be surprised. Changes will happen. Saint Faustina, a saint from Poland, says that there is such a thing as I forgot the term that she has, unconditional, something about grace, unconditional grace, something like that. No, and all you have to do is, she says, when you find yourself in a situation where you tried everything and still it doesn't work, where sometimes you try to solve the problem, the worse it gets, no? You ask for that unconditional grace, or I forgot the term. It's something like unconditional grace. It's when you ask for the help of the divine. You tell in a short prayer to the divine, you tell him, there is an aspect in my life that I've been trying to solve, but no matter how hard I try to solve it, I cannot solve it anymore. I would like to ask for this special grace. Please take care of this problem. And then after you ask in prayer, you entrust that big problem into the divine, into the hands of the divine. She says, forget about it. And once you, extraordinary grace. That's what she said. So extraordinary grace. So it's like asking for that special assistance from the divine. So once you kneel down in prayer, you entrust that aspect in your life that needs to be changed. And then she says, forget about it. Start doing other things. And before you know it, it will be solved. And oftentimes those who have undergone transformation, this reality is true because they experience it in their day-to-day encounters. When you encounter certain things that you feel overwhelmed and you are unable to change, you entrust it to the divine and then forget about it. Before you know it, it gets solved. It reminds us that we don't have to go through life's challenges alone. We can always ask for help. It's like, ask and you shall receive. So somehow it's like that. I feel that right now, the universe wants us to do some shadow work or some handling of certain things that we might have neglected but needs attention right now. So let's see how this will unfold. Okay, you see, if you ask the divine to help you, if you give attention to these things that needs that needs the presence of the light, that needs conversion, that needs change, it will lead to the Four of Wands, which symbolizes stability and celebration. So immediately you see the contrast. The card of the devil is filled with darkness, while the Four of Wands is filled with yellow light, sunlight. It's filled with sunlight. It is filled with light. And then the Four Wands symbolizes stability and productivity. So things will start to get better. All we need to do is to recognize that there is such aspects in our life that needs to be changed. And in our helplessness, sometimes all we need to do is to ask assistance from the divine. And sooner or later, it will lead to stability. Now, what is the advice of the universe for us? Okay. You see here again, have the presence of the divine and your spirit guides more, make them more present in our daily life. And if they are present in our daily life, you see here, half of the card is filled with the angel and the sun. The sun can symbolize the divine. If a big part of our life is filled with the presence of the universe or presence of our inner world, if we are in touch with our inner world, half of our life is being in touch with our inner world and at the same time being grounded in reality, we will attain a certain balance in our personality. Growth, transformation, and wholeness. Here, the masculine and the feminine are balanced and they are helping each other. So somehow, this can also symbolize, the Lover's card symbolizes wholeness, healing, transformation, and the presence of the divine in our daily life's challenges. So here, it's a big contrast. You see, it's a big contrast of the devil, where here in the devil, there is darkness and despair. Here, there is new life. In fact, the tree are on fire. And here is the presence of the divine and our spirit guides. So it's a big contrast, no? So you see here, the sun also dominates the presence here. So here, the contrast is in the darkness, you can bring the light. And you see here, there's a mountain here that is bare. This is the future possibility that awaits for you to plant, because we usually, when you look at the Christian faith, when you look at the Bible in the Old Testament, we are in the Genesis, we are usually called as caretakers of nature or caretakers of the environment. So we co-create with the divine. So in a certain sense, the bare mountain for me symbolizes the future that awaits us, and it is waiting for us to plant new things, plant beautiful, positive things in. So it's it's like a clear slate that is awaiting for us to color it, or to, it's a clear canvas also waiting to be colored, to be painted on. So it's a mountain that is waiting to receive plants and trees in order to enrich it. So with the help of the divine, if we ask for the assistance from the universe, we will be able to start anew, and a new chapter awaits for us to bring color into it by being on fire. So the fire there, and also the fire of the Four of Wands. So yeah. So somehow right now I feel there's a need for us to give attention to certain aspects that we might have neglected, and maybe we might need some assistance. So don't hesitate to ask for assistance. And with the hope of that, it will lead to transformation, to growth, to fullness, and to celebration. The Four of Wands and the Lover's card. So this is what we have for our tarot reading. Let us now go to the second part, which is the self-care tip. For our self-care tip, the message for today is: make like a plant and grow toward the light. Flower and then repeat. See, again, when you look at it, this is related to our tarot reading, where from the darkness of the card of the devil, there is the transition towards the Four of Wands, where everything is filled with sunlight, and also the Lover's card, which is also filled by the presence of a very big sun. So somehow the invitation for us is to bring the light into the darknesses of our life. So bring the light into those areas that needs light, into those areas that needs attention, that needs love, that needs nurturing, that needs healing. So somehow the inspiration for us is to constantly grow, to constantly get healed, to allow ourselves to be guided by the Spirit. So grow towards the light. So make the light come into the darkness of our life, and at the same time, with the presence of the light, it is easier for us to bloom. And when we bloom, we bring smile to the world. So yeah, the invitation is for us to grow and to heal and to bring light into those aspects in our life that there's still darkness that needs conversion or transformation. Well, that's it for today in our Good Morning Tarot. I hope you were able to gain some insights and some inspirations for your present life challenges. Now, thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.